These men come down here from New York and from Florida to find out my reasons on rock and roll music and why I preach against it, and I believe with all of my heart that it is a contributing factor to our juvenile delinquency of today. I 100% believe it. And why I believe that is because I know how it feels when you sing it. I know what it does to you. And I know the evil feeling that you feel when you sing it. I know the lost position that you get into, the beat. Well, if you talk to the average teenager of today and you ask them what it is about rock and roll music that they like, the first thing they'll say is the beat, the beat, the beat.
What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome to After Loadout here in the Brookstone Studios, brought to you by Georgia Fire Hot Sauce, The Wallet Drum Key, and Signal Fire Agency. I feel like that's the best one I've done yet. Let's go.
Let's go, man.
Roll,
Episode.
baby.
I want
to. Let's go.
Yeah. You know, we've never talked about the intro song.
I think we mentioned it.
We did. I know it's in the comments. I guess we fucking go.
Let's go. Let's just do the first 20 minutes.
Like Beavis and Butthead, watch some videos and
oh, Beavis. Nah, dude, welcome. Hey,
yeah,
this
man.
is episode 5. I told you.
That's what we talked about.
I know. You had to make it to episode 5, and you've made it. So we have made it.
And it's a good one.
It's going to be a great one.
Dude, last week, I loved talking to BJ. I thought that was killer.
You need to bring him on. So, like, he's one of those people you need multiple episodes.
Oh, I know.
He's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And, dude, he's always been more like, he just knows what he wants. You know what I mean?
He's a really good speaker, orator, whatever the word is. And, you know, I knew if we were going to go over an hour, that was going to be the one.
That was, yeah. Dude,
and it was like only 3 or 4 questions, but like, and it's not like he's just talking to hear himself. Like he's actually like, it was knowledge.
Well, it was cool too. I remember we talked about, I forget who it was. One of our buddies commented on and he actually responded back.
Oh, JB Strauss.
Oh yeah. JB.
Shout out
right.
JB.
Yeah. And it was like that's just kind of guy he is. Like he truly, like you can truly hit him up and just, you know, just be like,
yeah,
hey, I
ask some questions.
Advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, we are at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's over.
Yeah.
Came
unfortunately.
I know. Nah, dude.
Did you have a good one?
Dude, I ate so much. Dude, I'd like by Thursday night, you just want to throw up.
Yeah. Man, I should have worn this hat last week when you had the turkey hat on.
I know, don't.
But I didn't have it.
That's hilarious.
So we
Where'd you get that?
Summer, my girlfriend had them made for the family. And yeah, and I didn't know about it. So last year, funny story, we had Thanksgiving at our house last year. You know, I've got the bar downstairs. So, you know, we're drinking all day, eating, drink some more, watching football. By the end of the day, like, you know, I'm pretty buzzed to say the least. And so I go in and I love dressing.
Yeah.
Love it. Get it once a year. And especially her sister's dressing. Maybe twice if she comes up for Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I go and I make me a big old plate of nothing but dressing. Nothing but. And everyone else is passed out. Like I'm the last man standing, and I just sit down in the bar, Beavis and Butthead style, watching music videos and just eating this dressing. Dude, I mean, they made an extra pan and I put a dent in it. It was and then I go to bed and I lay down and the room starts spinning. And it's too late now.
I know what you mean.
So I go to the bathroom and Summer hears me, and like between, you know, heaving, I'm like crying because I just ruined dressing. I was like, not my dressing, not my... So, and you know, because this is the kind of family we have, there was another guy the year before who did the same thing.
Yeah.
And so this year they had hats made that don't lose your dressing. And
hilarious.
I guess we're supposed to wear them every year and get a pin.
Yeah, year 1, year 2.
Yeah.
So what have we learned from this?
Jaeger's not gravy.
Don't put Twinkies on your pizza.
I mean, I didn't lose my dressing this year, so I learned something.
I'm proud of
There
you.
was a
Can we get it right there? That was a high five for everybody that didn't see that.
Yeah, there was a lesson in there,
dude. But no, yeah, dude, Thanksgiving. But you know what's crazy is Christmas is in like 3 weeks. Also, I don't want to make it like weird or anything, but do you know what you're getting me yet? I'm also a large in shirts and Rolexes.
And you're a large Rolex?
Yeah, I'm a large in Rolex. If you just wanted to spoil me, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm medium Rolex.
You're medium Rolex.
I'll take a Breitling, though. Don't go, seriously, like, save your money. I'll go Breitling.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, it was good, though, man. I mean, I went down to my family's, and then we actually played Friday night in Auburn. And
you did?
Dude, it was so cold.
Oh, where'd you play?
Outside. We played outside, and they wanted us, like, dude, the whole thing. We ended up ending at like 12 because pretty much, I mean, everybody just started leaving. It was so cold. It got down to like 32 degrees. And so we played, and it was cold, and got that over with. And then Saturday, we just like tailgated and
it looked like that makes sense why I saw the whole band was there.
Yeah.
Like, tailgate.
Yeah. So yeah, we ended up playing and then just staying Saturday. Yeah. Me, Paul, and Bo. Yeah. And Bo's wife came down. My girlfriend, she flew in Friday, and then Emma, she was in as well. Paul's girlfriend. And,
yeah.
Dude, it was so much fun. But we went to Sky Bar. And
I've never been.
I'll say this. That was my last time.
Yeah.
And like, man, I had this one part where I was like, I've got to pee so bad. I got caught in a mob of people trying to go down this hallway. It took me 30 minutes, and it pushed me all the way back to the back of the bar. This is a 3-story bar now. And so by the time I make it to them, I'm like, all right. So I'm already kind of like mad at this point.
Yeah.
And then I get back, and I'm like, I've still got to pee. So I go, and it happens again, and I end up getting pushed outside. This bar probably holds 2,000 people. There was probably 3,000.
I always heard it was massive. Where's it at?
So it's downtown in Auburn. So here's the story of how it became so big. So Pat and Dan, every year, this is the story I heard. Okay, because we used to play there, and I think Pat or Dan told Paul this story. Back in 2010, they always put like $5,000 or $10,000 each on Auburn to win the national championship. And the year that Cam was there, they put like 10,000. I think they won like 175,000. So they built Sky Bar up.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it used to be just the front room and back room. Now it's like the front room, back room, side room, upstairs. It was just they don't worry about capacity, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it was so miserable. So by halftime, I get pushed out of the bar by this mob of people that are just trying to go places. I see Paul finally walk out, and I'm like, dude, I'm ready to go. So we ended up just going to this Mexican restaurant by the hotel and just watched the rest of it.
So y'all didn't go to the actual game?
No.
Gotcha. Well, our guest, we didn't even mention Adam Hood, also Auburn connection. I think he played. I saw him on stage with Drake White.
Dude, that's so when we're tailgating Saturday, I see this guy, and he's, kind of got a tuxedo t-shirt or tuxedo, whatever.
Oh, he's there to party, dude.
Canadian
tuxedo.
Yeah. And I'm seeing this guy with a camera, and he's like talking to it, and we kind of walk by, and Catherine's like, I wonder who that is. I realized later that night, I was like, oh, that's Drake. And I see Adam. I'm like, oh, I wish I'd have known. Red Clay Strays were there. Like everybody, Charlie Starr.
Yeah, I saw Charlie post a picture on Instagram.
Yeah,
him and his kid, and I saw the Red Clay Strays were like on the sidelines.
Yeah, it was man. I wish I'd have known. Like, I didn't know that many people were going to be down there, but great time. The game,
dude, great game.
It was a good game. I think there were some iffy calls.
Yeah, I mean, don't leave it up to the refs.
I know,
but I mean, still, y'all, for where y'all are at. And then it being Bama, which is, they're going to the SEC championship. So they're not a slouch Bama. It might not be Saban Bama, but they're no slouches.
They're no slouches, but I will say that. So y'all are playing, Georgia's playing Alabama in the SEC championship.
If they played like they played this week,
y'all beat
Georgia should.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Man, knock on wood.
Yeah, I know. But here's a big thing that everybody's talking about. If Bama loses SEC championship, do they still deserve to be in?
From what I mean, you probably follow it closer than I do, but from what Andrew and then Dirty Roses told me, and he's a big Roll Tide guy, was I guess the committee said that they weren't going to hold, as long as you make your championship, they're not going to hold that against you.
I think I personally, I hate Alabama, so anything to screw them over.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But I mean, if they lose, they're losing to a top 5 team. So it's not.
But I mean, you lost to Florida State and you lost to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Which is the whole thing's weird because they're number 1 in the SEC and they've got 2. It's just how the SEC setup is kind of weird.
It's getting too big.
Yeah. But if they make it in, I hope they get smoked by the first team.
Oh.
Make them say, oh!
You know what I'm saying? I hate Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, I was pulling for y'all. I guess technically Auburn's a bigger rival. I mean, because Alabama's not real. Besides being in the SEC and them having our number in the championship game, we only see them every few years, and that's going to be more and more seldom with the size of the conference. But growing up, my dad always said that his second favorite team was whoever's playing Alabama.
Yeah.
And that's just how I was raised. And then during Saban, seeing all the bandwagon fans, and then like everywhere you go, you see A's, like, and Roll Tide people. And it's like, man, what, like,
yeah,
no.
Which we need to talk about this too, because I don't know if I've mentioned this, but the Alabama A and the Atlanta A look a lot alike.
She's got a mullet.
Yep, it's got a mullet. Dude, I would love to know. I would love to sit Kirby Smart down one time and be like, hey, did you sell your soul to Alabama? Because like that, for some reason, Georgia just has problems with Alabama, even when they should handle them easily. And it makes me so mad. I don't like Georgia as well, but I'm pulling for you guys because, like I said, I hate Alabama.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody except Bama fans are pulling for.
Oh, yeah.
There's nobody on the fence.
As long as they have a good time. No, I hope both teams loses and they both get kicked out. But no, Auburn's got a new coach. So
yeah, I saw that. Nice Soviet guy.
Yeah, no. So we're about to get sponsored by vodka, I guess. That's cool. Now if Red Bull can come in, I'm happy.
There you go.
No, but yeah, Alex Golish, man, I hope he does good. I know he was at I think South Florida. And
before that he was OC at Tennessee.
But dude, you never know with these new coaches, man. I mean, they thought Hugh Freeze was gonna be good. I thought Hugh Freeze was gonna be good, and I was wrong.
Yeah. The Lane stuff. I mean, everyone knew it was coming. But.
Dude,
I love it, man.
I know.
I don't like him, but I like that there's an enemy.
But yes, he is very much. But
he's the villain.
But here's the thing. So you mean to tell me you're going to a school to try to win a national championship when you're at a school that is potentially could win a national championship?
Shame.
Yes, dude. I mean,
that's what they should have marched him through.
Oh, did you hear about all that?
No, I saw the videos at the airport.
Dude, he was saying people were like following him to the airport, like throwing stuff in his car. I'm like, I get it. Like, you screwed the team, man. Like, whatever.
I guess he asked, supposedly, you can't trust that guy.
Yeah.
But asked if he could coach him.
I would tell him no.
Yeah.
I'd be like, get
on, boy.
Go on to LSU. Go get you some of that gumbo.
But yeah, man. Georgia won their game.
Yeah.
So how'd that going for us?
Make them say,
Let's see, what else? Record store day.
Yes.
Did you do anything?
No, I could, dude.
Do you collect? Are you into records?
Yes, I lie, dude. I've got a collection at the house, but man, record store day is one of those things that they need to get a better marketing because I never know when it's happening.
Well, it's in April every year, but then they also have a smaller Black Friday every year.
Yeah.
I don't do it anymore. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and go out and hunt, but then it was all about supporting independent record stores. And I thought that was a really cool thing. And I collect records and get some really good limited edition releases. Then the major labels got involved and the bigger indies and stuff. And it takes forever to get a record produced. You know that, like to get it pressed, there's already a waiting line. There's a limited number of pressing plants.
Yep.
And then money comes in and these things take precedent because there's a strict deadline and Sony's telling you or UMG's telling you that it's got to be done. So they skipped it. It screws everything else up. Like it's all about, who needs another fucking $35 10-inch picture disc of Motley Crue's Home Sweet Home. Like, and I love Motley Crue, but it used to be able to get some rare stuff that was getting repressed, like reprint. I love hair metal, reprint some Badlands record, or, some of that stuff you can't find instead of another fucking Motley Crue picture disc and bogging down already limited resources. Yeah. So that's why I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, but also, I mean, they've gotten so expensive. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you're spending $35
on one.
Yeah.
Now, so there are some record stores that you can go to that's like $1.25 still.
Yeah. I'm talking about the record store day releases, but yeah. I've gone out on record store day, and some independent stores won't. I don't know what you have to do to like actually be a record store day, like sell the exclusives. But they'll offer discounts like that, like, really? As many records from the used bin as you can carry for $10 or something. And just support independent record stores like that instead of just feeding the machine that's kind of screwing up the hobby a little bit. And like you said, even normal records are so expensive, and kind of got into it because I thought it was cool, obviously, but also you go to a flea market and like get records for nothing. And now you can't do that.
I'll tell you, man, and I think a lot of people know this, but if you ever want to go get just an get a Steely Dan, man, they're sonically, their albums are they're just the best. And that, like, even like sound guys will test rooms with them, like their music. I mean,
they're like, like an ABBA. My dad told me growing up that there's two types of people in the world: people that love ABBA and liars.
I'll be honest with you, I can't even tell you what ABBA song unless the Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen, yeah.
That's all you need to know. Dancing Queen.
Yep, and you love it.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I love it, but does it come on and I'm like, yeah. I'm a dancing
Dance
queen.
A little bit.
Oh yeah. It also depends on how many Red Bull and vodkas you have.
Yeah. What starts first, the queen or the dancing?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Dude, I'm killing these buttons today.
I know. Yeah, you're doing good on these buttons, man.
I feel good, man. I feel good. So I'm in a good mood. Episode 5. I smell good.
You took a shower today. So, yeah, I'm glad you took a shower. Ooh, is that lavender?
It's La Labo.
La Labo.
Santal 33, which everyone says is outdated now, but screw y'all.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dude, I had some people come up to me. Oh shit, sorry. During the Thanksgiving break, like when I was back home, and were telling me they were checking out the podcast. So I thought that was super cool. I don't know if your family. I made mine sit around and watch it, but a little bit.
Yeah, no, I've had some people, musician friends that have said, had a couple of people I saw in Auburn. They were like, man, this is like, I really like what you guys are doing. And, just starting to explore more of like the music industry. They want to, they like what we're doing, so.
That's what one in particular that, several people said something about it, but one guy in particular, he's in local bands, has a recording studio. He's a fan, I think, of several of the people we've had on here and talk about. And he was like, yeah, man, it's super interesting kind of hearing your our
perspective.
Perspective since actually moving to Nashville, and actually I've been here close like 14 years now, but actually working in the industry and not just offering something blindly that I don't know. I don't know everything that I'm talking about, but I know a little bit.
Yeah. Well, dude, and that's what I always tell people. If people ask me advice, I always tell them, like, I can't exactly tell you what to do, but I can tell you what not to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've done all the wrong things with because as a musician, man, everybody's dream, like coming from small towns, your dream is to go to Nashville, get the record deal, get the, and then you get here and you do it all, and you're like,
then you're opening for Shat.
Yeah. But no, I mean, dude, and also
that was the callback to episode 3.
No, episode 4.
4.
Yeah, because this is episode 5, baby. But no, man, I mean, you realize like these things once you get here, like one, especially with social media and stuff like that, like you don't need a record.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if that's your dream, go for it. But I would say go independent, because a lot of these record labels, all they are is just a bank, and they're going to spend money on your behalf that you have to pay back. So a lot of these, you know, a lot of these younger bands will see these bands on like buses and you know, all these tours and stuff like that, and they're like, oh man, they're out there making the money. It's like, not really. Like, a lot of these bands will go in debt because of it.
Yeah, they've got to pay that back.
Yeah, and it's not even like, say that, you know,
If they even have to, or support to begin with.
right. So say that you're a band and you want to be on a bus tour. You know, that's what, $35,000-$40,000 for a couple weeks, and then, but if your label pays for that, you're not just paying the $35,000. You're paying with interest.
Yeah, and you're paying it back on top of what their percentage already is.
Right.
So it's not like, oh yeah, make good on this. And
Yeah.
No, they're keeping their percentage that they're owed, and then taking this on top before you ever even start seeing the percentage you're you know, owed in whatever the deal you signed is.
Yeah.
And they don't develop anymore. Not really. Maybe in the pop world, country, rock, all that. You got to have a full finished product, marketing plan, fan base, everything ready to go.
Yeah.
They're basically offering, you know,
Money. That's, I mean,
money to put in towards that marketing plan you have, and pressing the record that you've already got designed and recorded and mastered and everything, like, just to push the and distribution. And I guess distribution would be the main thing. And then access to radio and things like that. That is the last thing that they still control. And it's not even really that important anymore.
no, it's not, because I mean, dude, you could put a song out on TikTok and blow up, and you're the next big thing.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, with labels, I mean, if that's, you know, like I said, if that's your dream, do it. But, you know, one, you're not going to control you know, BJ talked a lot about this, and it's, you know, very smart. I mean, you're not going to you don't control your career at that point. They control you. And, you know, like I said, it's just, it's truly, because we did it, man. You know, we were with the label and they were great. Like, you know, anything we needed, but also there was some stuff that was, you know, just paid for without really talking to us. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, now you owe $70,000-$80,000. It's like, where'd that money go?
Where to go?
Yeah. Like, I don't see where it's, so as far as the label stuff, I would say if you're an independent artist, man, stay independent. Just get the grind.
Yeah. Just get the grind and learn
Social
what they
media.
do. Yeah. Learn what they do.
Social media.
I think one thing I need to get better at before, if I ever explore managing or anything like that, like right now I'm an agent and I stay in my lane.
Hey, describe before you describe that. So what's the difference between like an agent and like a manager and a book? Like, explain that, because I think
booking agent is booking agent, talent agent, all the same thing. We only handle the negotiation of the deals for exclusive artists, representing the artists for their appearances, their live appearances. So we have nothing to do with publishing, merch, recording, art direction, anything like that. And that's all management negotiating those deals. And they take a higher percentage too. We take 10%. If anybody's taking more, you know,
yeah,
might want to.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. Break this down first. So a small band's trying to get to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you would need probably 4 or 5 people, because you're going to need a booking agent, a manager. What else?
I mean, before any of that, you need fans, and I think
yeah.
I think that's the thing that people jump. Oh fuck, I want to get an agent, and then an agent won't talk to you without a manager. A manager won't talk to you without an agent. They're giving you the runaround because you don't have fans yet.
Right.
I can't sign an act and develop fans. That's on the act. I can negotiate the best deals so they don't get screwed once they have fans and know where to put them and what promoters to work with and things like that, and hopefully grow it. But I can't make somebody come to your show.
Right.
Now at the bigger agencies, like when I was there, you do have the benefit of hopefully pulling some favors and getting some support slots and things like that. But we talked about in like episode 3 that we think that's overrated in a lot of scenarios.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, but it's better than nothing. If you start with nothing, if you just got raw talent and somebody sees it, that does happen. But it's best to, work like we've been talking about, and develop that on your own. And, and get those foundational fan base like BJ talked about and service it.
Yeah.
And they'll grow. They'll tell their friends. It's word of mouth.
That's what I've
No
always
one wants
said.
to go to a concert alone, so
Right.
they're going to go and bring somebody.
Well, I'd always talk about this too, like play anywhere you can. But I think as a smaller artist, if you're trying to get in the game, I think the first step really would probably be like a booking agent, somebody that can put you out there. Because to me, especially if you're a live touring band, shows are the most important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes. I agree, but every situation is different. Different. It depends on the artist. Some like now, if they have a clue and are kind of managing themselves and doing it successfully, then I 100% agree. If it's somebody completely clueless, then like, man, I don't want to sit there and explain why they should take this deal, or then, or hey, we're talking to labels. We've got publishing set up. We're registered with the PROs and everything. Like, if you've already done all that, cool. If not, like, it helps to have a manager in place that knows what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
Not your friend. I mean, hopefully it's somebody you could trust and is friendly with you, but not, your high school friend that just, oh, I'm your manager and doesn't know what he's doing. And then you're in the same boat as anything.
Yeah.
One of the big things that every question the big agencies ask is, who's the team? Who's the label? Who's the manager? Who's the lawyer? Who's the business manager, which is, just an accountant, but that knows the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the team? And we kind of know by these people's track records if it's legit or not.
Yeah. And I will say though, with the labels, especially the bigger labels, you do have a lot of that come with it. So I will say on that aspect, it is good, because you will have the lawyer, you will have, sometimes they'll pair you up with a manager or a booking agent or,
But then who does that manager work for?
Right. They work for the label. Not you.
And
so it's, and that, that goes back to, being independent. Stay, like, if you can stay independent. I know, like BJ said, kind of talking about that, how, everybody wants it now. They want it. I always call it like the American Idol generation.
Yeah.
Because they saw this stuff where
instant gratification.
Right. And, I think if you truly take kind of like the Allman Brothers route, where it's like you build your fan base, like it's going to last forever. Because some of these people, man, they'll hit on TikTok and they'll have a good tour for a while, or just social media, and then years later it's gone.
Yeah.
So build a fan base.
Exactly. Which, I mean, that's one reason I'm really excited to talk, and he's ready to join. Adam Hood. He's done that for a long time, and he's kind of the first guy out of Alabama to do it in this new crop. I mean, he's been around 25 years now, but he's done it as a songwriter, which I don't know that side. Like, I don't, and he's had, real cuts with Miranda and Drake White, like we mentioned, and big names. So I don't know. I'm really curious how he did that.
How he broke into that world.
Yeah. And I know he's a live act too, but like, I think everyone knows him as a songwriter, right. But he's also independent.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I'm like really eager to hear the story on like how that came about.
Yeah.
Yep. You ready to bring him on?
Let's bring him on.
Let's do it.
There he is.
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can. Can you hear us?
Yes. Do I sound good?
Man, you
always.
You not only sound good, you look good. I like how you had that guitar.
Huh?
I like how you had that guitar up.
Just ready.
I mean, listen, I don't want to play, but just in case I have it available, I want to play though. I mean, I just want to make sure I'm ready.
Yeah.
As long as you play Wagon Wheel for us.
Yeah. In fact, that's kind of what I was kind of practicing right there. I want to make sure I get all the chords right.
Hey, by the way, I wish I'd have known you were in Auburn this weekend, man. I was down there tailgating. We played a little private event Friday night and just hung out tailgating on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, let's exchange numbers when you get a chance, because that
Yeah.
would be great. We had a good time, and we really went down there for the Thanksgiving, because Mom still lives there, and
Yeah.
uh and so I saw that Drake and Riley, well, Brittany showed me that Riley and them were playing, so we went to that show, and that was cool. And then just went to I mean, Brittany, Brittany went to school at Alabama, so like the whole Iron Bowl thing is, it's not touchy, but like we've been once, and Auburn got their ass beat just like they always do, and then we walked away from it. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see y'all, man. It was fun. It was fun till the game started.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Adam. When we're not recording, I'll give Bryan your number if you want me to.
Okay, that'd be great.
I meant to get it when we played at Brooklyn Bowl together a couple of weeks ago, but I think we just
Oh yeah, I forgot. Y'all
yeah, we did.
that show.
It was us, Adam, and I forget who the opening was right now.
Man, they were really good. They were young guys, but they were
Yeah.
really good.
Gosh, I can't. I'm drawing a blank, and that's horrible. I know.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
But you
But
had a
that
good
was,
Thanksgiving and everything.
I had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was nice. How about y'all?
Man, it was really good. But no, man, I hate I missed you. But yeah, tell us about the show with did you jump up there? I heard you jumped up with the Drake.
Yeah, so um Drake recorded a version of Grandpa's Farm, and like Drake's version of Grandpa's, number one, Drake was the kind of the last guy to record Grandpa's Farm and did a really good version of it. And the funny thing is, so Drake told me, he said, man, he said, we're going to record Grandpa's Farm. He said Scott Borchetta brought it to me and told me I had to record it, and I said, well, I got some other songs that I think will work, and he said that Scott kind of made him, which is really interesting to me. I don't know that Scott and I have ever met. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so it's the fact that that Scott kind of all but forced Drake to do it was was really interesting. But he did it. He probably did the most accurate version of it. You know what I mean? And so when we were on tour with him last year, that was kind of what we did. Like I would get up there, and they play it in their set anyway, and so that was what we would do. Like that was my time to come up there. I would come up during Grandpa's Farm and sing the second verse to it. So that worked out good for that show too. So they just put it back in the set, and we did that. Yeah, which was really cool. It was cool to kind of. I mean, I realized that was like it, you know. I told him the same thing. At the Coliseum, and I'm sure you can relate to this. Man, I saw the Allman Brothers there. I saw Clint Black there. I saw Alan Jackson there. I saw Willie Nelson there. I mean, and so it was really kind of cool to play like an arena over there, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just even if it was just to sing a half a song, I was like, dang, this is really cool. I didn't expect I would see this arena from this side of it.
Yeah, I mean, especially your hometown.
Yeah, I know it. I
Yeah.
know. It was really cool. We had a good time, so it was fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you go back with Drake White? Just
Oh
curious.
yeah.
I mean, I figured you've been you know, obviously a huge supporter and almost a mentor to like a lot of these Alabama artists, and known them forever and
Mm,
always like, it seems know them like from the very beginning. Like you come up with them and not just
yeah.
Alabama, but Southern in general. Like even Brent, he's from West Georgia, but that's why I wondered if you went back with him because I knew he was from Alabama as well.
Yeah. Well, in Brentley, he lives, like you're right, he lives in Georgia, but at the same time, like Richland, where he grew up, is only an hour and a half from Opelika. So
Yeah. Well,
but
I'm
yeah,
from
but
Columbus, so it's like
oh
right,
yeah, so you know what I'm
right
talking
across
about.
the
Yeah.
base. Yeah.
I mean, it's really not that far. I mean, it's closer than Birmingham is. But
Yeah.
yeah, with Drake, so Drake went to school at Auburn, and
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
mean, and so he was there pretty much during our heyday, and that was that was when I was playing champs, and we were doing that Alabama Union thing, which was me and Tony Brook and Chris Posey and Joe Wright, and we would just kind of get up there and kind of, it was kind of a song swap, but then we would all kind of play Steve Earle songs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It
Hmm.
was kind of a song swap on steroids, really. And people would come out to that, and that was fun. And yeah, and so he was down there during that time. And according to Drake, that's kind of the story he tells. He kind of saw those things, saw people like me and Tony playing down there, and that's what inspired him to do it. And then I used to play a place in Gadsden called the Gridiron, and that's where I remember seeing Drake play for the first time, because I used to play the Gridiron all the time. And he came up one night and said, "Man, let me play a song," and got up there and played, and he killed it. So, and it was pretty soon after that he was signed. So
Gotcha.
in fact, he
So
probably may have been signed then.
so we could say that it was because of you he got signed because you brought
As
him
far
on.
as I'm concerned, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'll take all the credit for it.
Now, Adam, you were talking about Drake's cutting one of your songs. I want you to kind of explain to people, especially singer songwriters out there, how do
Mhm.
you get plugged into that world? Like, how does like somebody come to you, or do you pitch songs to say? I know you've got a cut from
Yeah.
Miranda Lambert. Like, how does that work exactly?
Okay. There's a million different ways to skin that cat, but here's how it worked for me. So I met Miranda 2008, maybe 2007, and pretty quickly after we met, she introduced me to Frank Liddell. Okay, and Frank was the guy that had produced her first four albums, maybe. She was on the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend album when we met. So, and Frank was working with that. Well, Frank owns a company called Carnival Music. Carnival is a publishing house, and so she said, you need to meet Frank. And so we met, and then Frank said, well, come in and play a couple of songs for me. And basically that's really what happened. And so I went in and played a couple of songs that I'd written for Frank. And so you sign a publishing deal, okay? And usually a publishing deal is just, I mean, a standard contract is like I don't know, a 4-year deal that has terms annually, and you turn in a certain amount of songs in the calendar year, and then you get you can or can't get a draw, which is basically, this is kind of your stipend to keep you alive while you're write songs for people. And but it's a recoupable amount, meaning it kind of works like an advance. Basically, it's a publisher, like how a record label would give you an advance. This is a publisher's version of that, so it's kind of like a paycheck, but it's more of a practical application of an advance, where when a record advance, you actually take it and you put it towards the record, whereas with publishing, you kind of put it towards eating and things like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So it's a
And so,
salary, but when you start making money on that song, they're going to keep your points
yes,
until
exactly.
they
And so what?
gotcha.
Exactly. And so that's the thing. And by doing that, most publishing houses have song pluggers. And then they also, with Carnival, the interesting thing was, like, Carnival was the place where Billy Currington would go in and cut a lot of Carnival songs. George Strait cut a lot of Carnival songs. Miranda, of course, cut a lot of Carnival songs. And so it seems to be, and this is not a verbatim thing, but you can tell that, like, certain artists gravitate to certain publishing houses, and that's probably because of certain writers that are there.
Hmm.
And until those artists own their own publishing houses, and then they can, you make enough money, you can start your own place and employ your own writers. But so anyway, you write a certain amount of songs. They have song pluggers. They pitch those songs to those artists or the managers or something like that, and those artists go, "Yeah, I like that song," and then they put it in their pocket. And when it's time to record a record, they just record your song, and then you get the writer credit for it, and they do the artist thing with it. So it's really, honestly, it's what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And but I looked at it from a different perspective, though. Not looked at it, like, I kind of initially, like, I was a big fan of John Hyatt. He was my hero. Okay, and so with Hyatt, the reason why I was a big fan of John Hyatt was the first album of Hyatt's that I heard was the album "Bring the Family." Okay, and that album had that song "Thing Called Love" on it, and Bonnie Raitt had just cut that song. And so I heard that song on VH1. I thought, wow, that's a pretty cool song. And then, a couple of weeks later, my mother comes home with a cassette tape of John Hyatt, and he has a version on there. And so this was back when you could open up a cassette tape and you could read the writer credits. Well, Hyatt wrote that song himself. And so the lights came on, I just thought, wow, that is really cool. And then you go, I started digging, back I hate to say it, this is back before the internet. But so, you know what I mean? I don't know how I went through his catalog, but I sort of found other songs that he had written for other people. He wrote Angel Eyes, he wrote Drive South, he wrote a bunch of different songs for a lot of people. And so I said, that's what I want to do. And, and I knew that people did that, but I really didn't know exactly how it worked. And I tell you this, I knew that people did that thanks to Garth Brooks, because Garth Brooks was one of those guys that, like, you think about it, when The Dance came out, Kent Blasey and Tony Arata wrote that song. When Tomorrow Never Comes, Kent Blasey wrote that song. I don't know if Tony wrote that song or not, but I know that Kent did. And I know that because Garth Brooks was really aggressive. I mean, he put it in the music video. He said this song was written by these guys. And so he was like I mean, not just a champion for songwriters, like he sort of showed the world that this is how this works. And so heard Garth Brooks say those things first. I thought, wow, that would be an interesting job. And then I saw that Hyatt made albums. And so I thought, well, I can do both. You know what I mean? And so that was, I mean, Hyatt's method, for better or worse, is kind of the path I've chosen. I mean, here we are, probably what, 35 years later, and I'm still doing it. I don't know if it was a good decision, but nonetheless, it's what I've done. I mean, I bought the farm on it.
Well,
So
well, whenever you met Miranda and then through her, Frank, and got your pub deal, were you coming up to Nashville from Alabama, like as an artist or as a songwriter or what? Or just, are we coming up here at all? Or, you know?
I had come up there enough to know that I wasn't going to go up there till I had a job, and that was kind of my deal, because, you know, I mean, I'd already had my oldest daughter at the time, so I was a father, and I
Mhm.
couldn't. I was a father, and I wasn't able to just come up here and get a job, waiting tables, or changing oil or something like that. I couldn't do that, and so um and and so because I couldn't go invest all of it, it was better for me to just stay out of it until I had a reason. And I don't necessarily know that that's true, but that's kind of how it worked. And so, but interestingly enough, when I met Miranda, and when I started kind of talking to Frank and Carnival, we were kind of primed for starting to take appointments. You know what I mean? Like I had already met with I met with Harlan Howard and Big Yellow Dog. I met with Carla Wallace, who I wrote a lot of songs with a lot of writers at Big Yellow Dog too. So there was that. But yeah, it kind of all worked at the same time. And when the opportunity came, I was really ready for it too. I was pretty burnt out from being on the road too, because we had just put that Different Groove record out. I made that one in LA with Pete Anderson, and that record came out St. Patrick's Day '07, and
Mhm.
we did like 300 shows that year. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, and
geez.
I mean, but BJ and guys like that, they do 300 shows every year. You know what I mean? But I did it one
Not
year, and
anymore. He
and
was actually our guest last week.
really, what did he
Yeah.
say about that?
I mean, he did it
I mean, did
for
he
a
say?
long time. Yeah, we talked about it. Because I mean, when I was at Red 11, both you guys were there,
Mhm.
and with him especially, it was like, and I mentioned this with him in the interview, it was like, yeah, they're always on tour. Like, fill a date. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking Tuesday in Des Moines. Like, if he's
Yeah.
driving through there, he'll do it. And but then when he had his baby, his child, about 7 or 8 years ago, was like, all right, now let's get more focused on it. And then it dialed back from like 250 to 150. And I pretty much
Mm,
see him what he did, said verbatim. And then, now it's trying to find that sweet spot in the 70s, where
mm,
the band's like stoked to have the gig and he can keep them together, but he's at home, you
yeah.
know, 300
It's a
days a year.
yeah. It's a pretty significant balance, and I don't know I don't know anybody that's got it perfected. And you still,
Yeah.
my buddy Drew Kennedy told me one time, he said every time you leave, someone's going to miss you, and there's no way around not being missed, and there's no way around not missing your family, which is a good thing. It's a good thing, but still, a little bit of a tug in your chest, and kind of, I don't know. It's leaving home is the part that I hate. I mean, once I get out there, and Brittany and I we've done this enough to where, like, I know I know when I can check in, and I know when to be available, and how to be available, and I know that there's a certain number of days that I can be on the road before I start to disconnect, and if I can stay under that number, then we're pretty good. And the girls, I mean, my oldest she's 27, but my young Drew and Edie, Drew's 9 and Edie's 7, and so they kind of still, it's still that thing like, well, when are you going to be home? And I just say,
Yeah.
well, I'm leaving Friday, I'll be home Sunday. And it's still, you know, Brittany kind of jokes with me that they immediately forget me when I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they really kind of put me through the ringer while I'm here, and they were like, "Oh, we don't want you to leave. We miss you." And then as soon as that door slams, they're like, so let's go do this." You know what I mean?
How
So
many
anyway,
dates do you try to average these days? And do you
I don't
keep
know.
it the sort of weekend warrior? Like,
I mean, sometimes, yes, it's pretty much weekend warrior, and I try to make it to where I do can do maybe one acoustic run every 6 weeks. I do maybe
mhm,
two band runs a month, and then I leave myself up. If there's 4 weekends in a month, let me do two band runs, and then that leaves 2 weekends open, one to be in Nashville during the week, and then one to be home, just home.
yeah,
So, I mean, I think that's somewhere around the 100 area. It's under 120, but
still a
more
lot of
than 80.
shows. Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
yeah.
it's enough. I mean, it's enough to where, I mean, we're we're not rich, but we're paying the bills, and but working hard to do it.
Wait, you
Yeah.
can make money playing music?
I mean, they
They
give me
do it?
money. I mean, I don't know where it goes. I don't keep it.
Uh,
They give it to me. I give it to my wife. I don't know anything on
Yeah, well, we haven't
that.
told Bryan people get paid doing
yeah.
this. Yeah,
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
yes, you do. They pay you. Like I said, someone hands you money. I don't know if that's paid. I don't know, but someone hands you money.
Well, speaking of dates, do you have anything coming up, or are you going back in the studio? What's going on?
Uh, a little
Writing
bit. Well,
season. What is it?
I just got out of the studio, so we're
Oh,
doing this. We're doing this record. It's me doing songs that other people have recorded with them as guests. And so
oh, very cool.
Jaron Johnson's producing it, and like Charlie Worsham played on it. The rhythm section is Drew Holcomb's guys, and we got a stellar band, a real small band, but I think we recorded 7 songs, so we did Grandpa's Farm, and it'll be like a duet with me and Drake, and then we did Good Old Days. That's a song that Miranda recorded. And then Riley, a song that he and I wrote called Let a Damn Good Woman Leave. We recorded that one. Muscadine Bloodline song, a Cody Jinks song, a Wade Bowen song, a Randy Rogers song. I think that's it. I think that's everybody.
Do you have a release day for it?
Now we just started recording. I mean, I would say probably if we just started recording this, I'd give it fall next year. But
Yeah.
but you know
Dude,
how that stuff goes, man.
that's a killer lineup right
Yeah.
there.
Thanks, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. It's kind of, we've been talking about this for a long time. And, you know, I don't want it to, you don't want things like this to look like desperate measures, and you don't want to always be the guy that's like, I know people, you know what I mean? But at the same time, Frankie Miller I'm a huge fan of Frankie Miller, and he kind of did the same thing. And it was because of the fact that Frankie was one of those guys that people like Rod Stewart and Delbert McClinton and all these people like really admired Frankie. And so he did like a 15-song album of just him and a bunch of people. And it was people like that. It was like Rod Stewart sang on it, Sam and Dave sang on it, like Delbert sang on it. But it was a real eclectic group. And so if somebody as cool as Frankie Miller can do it, then I
Yeah.
can I can do it. And the songs are killer, man. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better producer to go into the studio with. Jaron gets it, man. And we haven't known each other very long, but we've known of each other for a long time. And so I was just as excited to work with him as I think he seemed to be to get his hands on some of these songs.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard anything he's done as a producer. I love his music, and I knew he's kind of like taking a step back from the road, so it doesn't surprise me that this is the direction he's going. But I mean, he's also a hell of a writer, and you
Yeah.
know, someone that's got an ear.
Well, I can definitely
Yeah.
tell you, Adam, growing up, I remember watching you back at Fat Daddies and just, following your career for many years. I can promise you that those guys are excited to have you on. They're
Oh,
honored
for
to have
sure.
because you're
Yeah.
definitely you're one of the better songwriters. You and I'll put you in the Isabel category, man. Is your songwriting and stuff like that. Your lyrics are always beautiful and your songs always mean a lot. So I can tell
Thank
you
you, man.
personally, for me, man, just when we did the show together at Brooklyn Bowl, it was an honor to have you on, and just like I remember what I told the guys, I was like, it's one of those nights like you have somebody on that you really look up to, and you're like, man, just don't mess this up in front of them.
Yeah.
So,
I remember y'all
Man,
doing
you-
that show, and I wanted to go, but I think BJ was in town the same night.
Yeah.
Actually, like I think that's
he
what
was
it
playing with
was.
Shat. So has he ever told you that story, by the way? Oh, next time you see him, ask him about opening for Shat.
Who is Shad?
He'll have to tell you.
Yeah,
Okay, I can't
I'll
wait.
send you a link.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. You see how out of the loop I am. But thank you for saying that.
You're
I
not
really
out of the
appreciate
loop.
it.
It's
Maybe I'm
hilarious.
in the loop now. But thanks
Yeah.
for saying that. And I mean, honestly, y'all could have like blown the ending on every song you played, and I would have still loved to be there, and you guys sounded great. And it's kind of, you can either have the admiration of people or you can have the respect of your peers, and I mean sometimes you can have both, but like if I had to choose, I would rather have the respect of my peers. And so it's really nice for people like you guys to ask, and to say, will you share the stage with us for stuff like that? Man, I love it. I love it. I feel like I feel like I'm a kick-ass opening act, and I mean, I really take a lot of pride in doing that. And it's kind of perfect for me. And a lot of that's because of the fact that, like, I'm a pretty well kept secret, and so because of the fact that you be a well kept secret, like, I remember going to shows like when I was in high school. That was back when, like, the Johnny Van Zant version of Skinner was touring a lot. But I mean, I saw Ian Moore open for him. I saw Zach Wilde open for him back when he had Pride and Glory. I saw Brother Kane open for him in Montgomery. You know what I mean? And like, these are bands that at the time they went out there and they did 30 minutes and like destroyed. And that was really what caught me, and I saw those opening acts, and I really kind of didn't care about anything else that was going on, because number one, it was new, and number two, it was like face melting. I mean, it was unbelievable music. And so that's what kind of made me, and again, I love 90 minutes. I mean, I got enough songs to where, like, we can play 2 hours and still not play everything that people came to hear. But at the
Yeah.
same time, we've got a disastrous 45-minute set. I mean, we can cut your head off in 45 minutes.
Oh, and you definitely do.
And you got a hell of
Thank
a
you, man.
band too. Justin and Tyler, they still out there
Yeah.
with you? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Oh
think-
yeah.
don't
We'll
think
be
I
out there
know.
this week.
Oh hell yeah! I don't think I know your
Yeah.
drummer. Not sure who that is, but I know Justin and Tyler real well.
Yeah, Justin, the EP that I put out in 2004 that got us going to Texas, I recorded that in Justin's basements. I mean, that was
Oh, really?
2004. Yeah, yeah. And Mark Cardwell is the guy that plays drums. I don't remember exactly where we met. He's one of those guys I've known long. He played for Brent for a little while, and then played for my buddy Jacob Stiefel for a while, and so he's just been around. And Tyler Foxwell, he's a young fella, but
Yeah.
he's a great guitar player. He's a great guitar player. So,
Yeah,
I mean, we got a good band.
Yeah, I've known Mark for a while. Like, he came up and started, and we were like, "Dude, what's up? Like, what are you doing?" He was like, "Oh, I'm playing with Adam." I was like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Oh, dude, it's great to see you, man." Nah, great.
Yeah, man.
No, you got some great guys with you, man. Those guys are definitely players and good dudes, man.
Well, like
Yeah,
you said,
thanks.
I do think you definitely 100% have the respect of your peers, and that was evident. Last time I saw you was just a month and a half, 2 months ago at North Springs Music Festival. But like
Yeah.
everyone was so stoked you were there, and I remember telling Dustin because I've helped him with the headliners like the last 3 or 4 years, and when he told me that he was getting Edie and Courtney and
Yeah.
kind of the direction he was going, I was like, dude, you need to get Adam out there. You need to get Adam. And then he was like, oh man, I don't think I got the budget. And then I think you called him
I
and was
invited
like,
myself. Yeah.
yeah, you're like, I want to be there.
Yeah, he announced the lineup, and I text messaged Jason. I think Brittany text messaged Taylor and said, "Hey, whose festival is this? And give me his phone number." And so I texted him and I said, "Hey, man, look, every one of my friends is going to be at this festival.
Yeah.
Can I come?" And I told him, I said, "Man, I just get up there and play between sets. I mean, I don't care. It was anytime there's a situation like that where it's a solid group of people that are kind of in, for lack of a better word, my community. I always want to be a part of it, because there's never a time when we get to see each other very much, and
Yeah.
those things like that stuff's vital, man. I mean, to kind of be around your peers and to sort of watch what your buddies can do. It's really inspiring, and the sad thing is people ask me all the time. I mean, I had a buddy ask me Saturday, he's like, "What are you listening to?" And I mean, for the most part, I mean, I listen to Jason's music, I listen to Brent's music, I mean, and I listen to podcasts. You know what I mean? And so, I'm
After
kind of,
loadout.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. And so, that's the thing with that. And so I'm not as aggressively absorbing new music like I used to. Um, but it's important to be able to see the people that I admire, and again, people that I know really well. Like it's cool to see them play and to know them well enough to know kind of their thought processes and their the things that happen before you go on, the things that happen after you come off stage. That's really important. There's something to learn from all of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think you play like when your friends are there. I think you play a little bit better too because you're like, you hadn't seen you in a while. You got to see, it's
Well, Dustin thinks he has a music festival, but he's really organizing a family reunion.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's like a music. It's like a southeast version of Willie's Picnic, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. Yeah.
I've gone for the last, like I said, 3 or 4 years. I just always have a blast. Then this year, of course, I step on the bus and Adam's sitting there with TDR, and it's the Georgia Auburn game, and I immediately walked into enemy territory.
That's a worse rivalry than the Iron Bowl is, man. I mean, they pulled that grass up in '83, and we ain't stopped talking about it since. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like we've been pissed at Georgia ever since that happened in
It's funny though,
1983.
being raised, my dad, my mom's family was all, I was telling Bryan earlier, they were all Alabama fans. So my dad, just to kind of stick it to the in-laws, was always said that his favorite team, his second favorite team, was whoever's playing Alabama. So I usually pull for y'all in the Iron Bowl, like, and plus,
War Eagle.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, War Eagle. War Eagle
War Eagle.
anyway. I feel like that we say that like War Eagle anyway. We say that all the time.
We'll see how we are next year. We got a new
I
coach.
know. I know, that's exciting. I went
Yeah.
and bought myself a brand new white Auburn hat for the Iron Bowl this week, and I told Brittany, I said, every damn time I buy a hat, we lose. And
Yeah.
so here, and if I stop pulling for Auburn, they'll probably go undefeated, probably win a national championship.
well, don't stop pulling for him then.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Don't stop believing. Hey,
That's right.
good.
That's right. Keep the
Somebody
faith,
should
man.
write that.
Yeah,
You're welcome, world.
Dude, just before we let you go, I'm curious. You and I, we both, I won't say you got your start, but you definitely recorded your first album there. And I got my start at the Loft in Columbus.
yeah.
And we've talked about that a lot. Like, how did, you start playing that? And then I guess, I know the Strut and Duck scene, the old Wire Road scene in Auburn. And were you already kind of established in Auburn and came to the Loft and
So
Eddie's Attic and all that?
I was playing champs on Tuesday. So I'll give you the whole story. So a guy named Kent Duchesne used to play champs on
blues
Tuesdays.
dude.
Yeah. And so every now and then Kent would be overseas or something like that.
Mhm.
Like the blues guys, they kind of have their own little circuit. So when he would go do those things, Lance that owned the bar was a really good friend of mine. And so he would just call me to play Tuesdays. And I mean, I remember playing a Tuesday in high school a couple of times. Well, not in, I guess, like first year out of high school, like '94. And so So that kind of turned into Tuesdays became mine. And in those things, I always kind of wrote songs, and then I want to say Coffee Song was like the first one that I played in front of people. And a friend of mine, Casey Burnham, she came up to me and she said, uh, "I pay you any amount of money to have a recording of that song." And so I said, "All right, deal." And so I called Larry Rose,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he had
Area
and he
51
yeah,
Studios.
and he had that studio in Phoenix City. And so I went in there and
He got off a spaceship long enough to record you.
man, okay. So yeah, we went in there and recorded. And I recorded. It was pretty much that 21 to enter record, with the exception of like two or
Mhm.
three songs. And then I did like a Steve Earle song and an Edwin McCain song, which of course, you know. And then Larry he showed me this bass that he had that he had put an XLR into the bottom of it so that he could run direct like bass DI into sound system. And he was like, "Look at this bass I got! I got put an XLR into it." I was like, "Wow." Anyway, and so he's the one that told me about it. He said, "Man, these songs are pretty good. You ought to call the loft." And I said, "Well, who do I talk to?" And he gave me Donnie Lanier's number. And so
Oh, Donnie.
thankfully, yeah, I took Donnie's number. I called him up. I gave him that thing that I had done at Larry's, and Donnie said, "I love this." And so, and he just put me in front of everybody. And I mean, I opened for everybody. Carolyn Wonderland, opened for Oliver Wood when he was, what was that band, King Johnson? No, it was, I think so. Anyway, it was the band before the Wood Brothers.
Yeah.
I opened for Keith Sykes. I opened for Angie Aparo, and this was back like the American, like when he was doing the Clive Davis thing.
Yeah,
And so,
him
I
and
mean,
Jennifer Nettles were like the two big,
yeah,
twice a year acts at the loft. This was early
yeah.
2000s because I graduated 2002, and I'd sneak in back then, and it was like Angie and Jennifer were hot then.
Yeah. And I didn't open for Jennifer at the Loft, but I did open for her at Eddie's Attic. And that was like two shows back to back sold out.
Hmm.
And that was a madhouse, man. It was really cool and it was packed. And anyway, so, but yeah, and and the cool thing was like, that was the place that I could play my songs, and like,
Yeah.
and there just wasn't a scene like that in Auburn. I mean, and I got to Wire Road because of the fact that like I played downtown. I played Bourbon Street before it was Bourbon Street. Well, it was like De Niro's or somewhere like that. And then I played Finks, and I played all those places. And man, it was all I could do to find covers that were like what I did. Like you couldn't play your own songs, and so I got
Yeah.
away with it by I kind of got around it by playing like Stone songs and Steve Earle songs and Allman Brothers songs. Everybody played Allman Brothers there, but like I played a lot of Steve Earle. I played a lot of Hyatt. Played a lot of Rolling Stone stuff. And so that's what we did downtown. And I just, we just weren't getting anywhere. And that's how Wire Road kind of became the thing, and it was Champs. And then the Duck was there, and the Duck was kind of Posey's place, but like Posey played Thursdays and just, I mean, thousands. I mean, it was like, it was like Woodstock when he played every Thursday. But then I would go play the next night, and it'd be me, and I could get Posey to sit in with me, and you could sit on the stage, and they would have the door open, and no one would be in the duct, like no one would be there, but you could see through the door, and there'd be 40 people outside, and they were sitting on the tailgates drinking beer, listening to you, but they wouldn't cross that threshold for $3. You know what I mean? And so I fought that battle for a long time, and then there was Gentilly, which became Fat Daddies, and so that's where we went. It's the same thing, but with the loft, I could go over there, I could play an opening set, and I could leave in time to get back and start at
Oh,
Fat
you
Daddy's
gained
at
an
like
hour.
10:30. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so I was kind of, I mean, I was burning the candle at both ends, but we would get there before 11 o'clock, and that was pretty much prime time. And so that was the beauty in it. So I got to really, thanks to that whole scenario, I got to really cover a lot of ground in a small area and in a short period of time by having those opportunities like that.
Dude, those were killer scenes back then, and I
Oh
caught the
man.
like very end of it. But then I had a small contribution to the law for a couple of years later on. And, I was just there actually this past Friday just to see it and say, hey, it's not the same, but it is at the
Yeah.
same time. Like, and a lot of the same people are still there. So,
But
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you have people, a few good things happen to a few people, and then the market kind of gets saturated,
yeah,
and it is what it is, and it's got to be hard for the venues to kind of you still I don't know with the venues that I'm talking about, they just said yes and kept the doors open. You know what I mean? Like there was no plan. And you know what I mean? So I mean, and with the loft, it kind of wasn't a plan there either. It's just it was the live music place. And I mean, the plan was like quality, but the quality was already there, and they made sure that the
yeah,
quality was on stage too. But the quality was in the way that the room sounded, and the quality was, it was a cool place. It's just a cool place, and you kind of you those places, they are, you can make them, but it's a lot harder to contrive it than it is to just let it be.
for sure. Buddy's a dreamer, man. And that was
Yeah,
his
man.
vision. And he made it happen. And he's extremely proud of it. And he should be,
He
in my
Yeah.
should be.
opinion.
I,
Yeah.
I,
He
and
should
I
be.
can definitely say, Adam, back in the day, I probably saw 100 of your shows and remembered 3 of them because it was like late
I
night.
know.
Fat
I was just
Daddies.
about to say
Everybody would
that.
go over to Fat Daddies, man. Like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you saw me
it was
like
too
that.
late, man. It was way too late. It
Too
started at
late.
10:30, went to like 4 in the morning. I'm like,
Oh man, I mean, I thought about it this weekend. I was like, oh, I can't believe I did some of that stuff in front of people, man. It's so embarrassing.
you
But I
want to
survived
book
it.
one last one?
Yes, let's do it. Still smells like smoke in there. Still don't close. Why
Well,
not?
man, Adam, thank you so much for coming on. I want you to, please come back and share some more stories. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Before you go, is there anything else? Like what's next? I know that album. If there's anything else you want to talk about or plug or
Yeah, I mean, we're still out there doing. I just released a Christmas song. It's called Christmas Tree Farm, and so yeah, I bit the bullet and did a Christmas song. So you're if you like Christmas music, I got one for you. And we're just going to be touring. And so I mean, if people can't, adamhood.com is my website, and my social media stuff links are all there. And man, we need you to come to shows. I mean, I don't know that I stress that enough. That that, and I say that because I see more people saying this now, that like the best way to support independent artists is to come to their shows. And
yeah,
I mean, I think it's one of those things that a lot of people will ease, and understandably they can easily take for granted. Well, we'll just see them next time. But like, I mean, I'd love to see you out there at the shows, man. We need your support, and if we're anywhere in your area and you can get a babysitter, I promise you we don't start at 11 o'clock anymore. We're 8 o'clockers now. So, but yeah, just come to the website, and I'd love to see you out there. So we're still on the road. And yeah, I thank you guys for letting me do this, man. I appreciate you thinking of me, and the feeling is 100% mutual. I think the world of you both, and I'm proud of you, and glad to be in the same trenches with you.
appreciate it,
absolutely.
man.
Adam Hood, everybody. Thank you for coming on,
Thank you.
man.
My pleasure, y'all. Thank you.
Dude, I
Man,
love talking to him.
me
He's
too.
just he's one of those people, like we've talked about people that you meet like all off stage. He's just such a nice guy.
Dude, he is genuine.
You want the world for him, man, because he's one of those dudes. He's been grinding. He write like I said, man. He's one of
Dude,
those.
he is so talented. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
everyone knows him as a great songwriter, and he is, but he is a hell of a singer.
Oh yeah, and dude, their live shows are fantastic.
Yeah.
He's and he's one I could put him kind of in that genre of southern rock, and it's not. I mean, it's a lot how he talks and how he sings, but
Mhm.
he just his band's killer. He's such a good guy, man. Every time you see him, he's just always just. I wish I could have seen him in Auburn, man. That would
Yeah.
fun to hang out.
Well, it's I don't think a lot of the listeners will get it, and a lot won't understand. But talk to any of these artists especially from Alabama, that's hot right now. Muscadine Bloodline, Red Clay Strays, Anderson East a few years ago. He mentioned Riley Green, Drake White. all these people, them Dirty Roses.
I mean, us. I mean,
y'all.
we grew up. I mean, me and Rich used to go watch him.
Yeah.
Like he's
Taylor Honeycutt. Like they all, this is the guy that they grew up watching, or not necessarily grew up since they were little, but like when they got out, he was already doing it. And it was what, like, all right, I want to sing my original music on stage.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely somebody that, you know, growing up, especially in the Auburn area, you see him doing these things and you just respect him, man. And, you know, I love him. He's a great dude. So.
Great dude. And I can't thank him enough.
We made it. Episode 5.
Fuck.
I think it ended with a bang, man.
Yeah. Next week we'll have to do Come Hard.
Yeah. Hey, well, tell everybody where they can find us. Tell them about our Patreon. Tell them about it all, Josh.
Yeah, man. Afterloadout.com has links to everywhere. We're on YouTube on video and but Spotify, Apple, iTunes, everywhere. Got a Patreon set up where this will actually be out early for Patreon subscribers. There's different tiers. Check it out. You can see we got a Discord. We're going to start doing some live streaming here soon and talking and throwing some exclusives in there in the Patreon, and
might do another one, little secret ones, maybe down at the bar.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe get some drinks in us, and who knows what'll happen.
Hey, I know. Well, hey, I'm gonna try to do this as good as I did on the first one. Are you good?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Thank you guys for tuning in to After Loadout here with Bryan and Josh in the Brookstone Studios, brought to you by the Wallet Drum Key, Georgia Fire Hot Sauce, and Signal Fire Agency. Almost had it. I bet I got it. Almost. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back with episode 6 next week. Y'all have a good week, and we'll see you soon.
Go Dogs.
Warrior.